We've had the opportunity of visiting a number of lodges. We wanted an experience that was back to nature. We just felt it was the kind of trip for us.
You get a unique experience in this country because of its game, and the landscapes are amazing. You know, Explorer Expedition is a mobile safari. It's very, very exclusive, and it's only you in the middle of nowhere. You feel like one big family with your guide. You can do whatever you want to do at your own time. Each and every camp that you go to, you get that warm welcome. You spend 2 nights in each camp. The beds are very, very comfortable. You wouldn't believe that you are in a tent. And whenever our guests come here, you know, they should know that they are in good hands because we've got such amazing staff that would take care of them. You get closer to animals on foot, which is a different experience. The scenery makes the Okavango Delta the most special place in the world. If you go to Moremi, the riverine forest and the woodland are amazing. Tiviti, it's open country. The lions there, they are the only lions in the world that are known for killing elephants. We call it the mighty Chobe. Now the hippos in Chobe, you can see them out of water in the middle of the day. And the bird life, it's amazing. We try by all means to spoil our guests. We're trying to take people out there and experience the real bush experience.
Good morning, everyone. And yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity this morning to talk a little bit more about Botswana. I've got the. Good morning. Can everyone hear me?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining our webinar session, Taste the World African Edition today. We are so glad to have all of you here with us this afternoon. My name is Evelyn. I'm the project manager for the private tailor-made tour, and this is my colleague, Jerry.
Hello, everyone. This is Jerry. After finish the Asia chapter, now for the coming 3 webinars, we will bring you all to the Africa and start a new journey. When we talk about the Africa, I think many people will think about Kenya and Tanzania, but Connexus Travel believes that there are still many amazing places in Africa where we are wanted to explore. So we set the topic as the alternative Africa and to show other 6 destinations in Africa to you all. So now I will pass the time to Rian to discuss about our first topic, the Namibia and Botswana to you.
Over to you, Rian.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Jerry. Thanks for the introduction. And yeah, thank you for Connexus Travel for believing in my destinations that I'm going to be presenting to you today, Namibia and Botswana. And yeah, after that video, obviously, I can think everyone can see why this is such a special destination for ourselves. And yeah, so I'm going to take you through my world of wet and dry Southern Africa. So basically, Botswana, I'm going to start with Botswana. I mean, to start off with andBeyond. So, I mean, andBeyond and Connexus Travel have been partnered for many years. And if I can climb into our vision, I mean, our vision for andBeyond is to leave our world in a better place. Everything we do, we strive to leave our world in a better place through our vision, which is care of the land, care of the wildlife, and care of the people, which are the 3 most important things for us in our lives. So, that's the footprint on which Africa, Asia, and South America runs for andBeyond. So if I go a little bit further into Botswana, so I mean, if I start off at Botswana, I mean, so Botswana is a very special country. I mean, if you think of Hong Kong, and if I've got Hong Kong's figures correct in my head, Hong Kong is 427 square miles, with a population of around 7.5 million people. What makes Botswana so special for me is that Botswana spans across 251,000 square miles, and it's one of Africa's most popular tourism destinations. It's located in Southern Africa, just north of South Africa, and it's bordered by South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, which makes it a really special country in the sense of it's surrounded by all of these beautiful wildlife areas, and animals can be walking freely throughout those countries. If I look at a little bit deeper into the map of Botswana, so here you can see that's Botswana. We are surrounded by all of those wonderful countries, but in Botswana we've got a couple of national parks. So the parks that I'm specifically going to focus on as a destination today is going to be Chobe National Park, which is this park over here. We're going to look at the Okavango Delta, which is this park over here, and then the Magadigadi Pans, which is a beautiful pan system over here, which we're going to be talking about. I mean, the park is divided into 4 beautiful ecosystems, distinct ecosystems, which ranges from the Chobe riverfront to the beautiful woodlands, mahogany teak woodlands, hardwoods, all kinds of different beautiful things. And it just flourishes with so many different wildlife, animals, and wildlife opportunities and scenery that makes this country really special. If I focus a little bit deeper into the Okavango Delta, so the Okavango Delta, to put it also into perspective, I mean, this area over here, it gets its water every year from the highlands of the Angola. This little stretch is 70 kilometers wide, and it's called the Panhandle. And this is where all of the water from the Okavango Delta on a yearly basis enters into the country. To tell you a little bit more about the Delta, so the Delta is basically an oasis in the desert, in the Kalahari Desert. And once a year, it gets flooded with 11 billion liters of water that flows in from the highlands of the Angola, and it flows into this beautiful oasis, which turns this into a magical area. I mean, the areas in which andBeyond specifically operates is 3 areas. It's called Sandibe Safari Lodge over here. We've got andBeyond Karana Safari Lodge over here, and we've got andBeyond Namibia Okavango Tented Camp. I mean, to put it into a little bit of perspective in terms of size, so remember I said Hong Kong is about 427 square miles. This one concession known as Karana, this one at the bottom here, that one concession is 1,081 square miles. So it's just over double the size of what Hong Kong is. The special thing about andBeyond in traveling in the Delta with us, it's completely exclusive. So in that 1,000 square miles, you will only ever see maybe 1 or 2 other vehicles, never more than 2 or 3 vehicles at any given time. So it is really spectacular and proud. So if I can focus into the wonderful and beautiful experiences that Botswana has got to offer. So first of all, how you get around in the Okavango Delta, you fly with an amazing company called MacAir, which is one of our partners, and they fly you through multiple camps and get you to your destination. I mean, I think it's important to note when flying with us in the Delta, it's always preferable to have soft bags, soft luggage, duffel type bags. It's just easier to fit in the bottom. Your bags go into the bottom of these pods in the planes, and also it's just advisable to know that you might be stopping at multiple stops and getting to see the Delta from the air, which is a great experience. So, I mean, the first of our great experience, once you do get with us, is our safari game drives. So the Okavango Delta, as you can imagine, it's a celebration of wet, the water, which you can see in this game drive picture. And then as you exit the water, you go back into the dry. So you get the best of both worlds. We celebrate one of the largest actually inland delta, inland water delta. And what brings with that the contrast between the dryness of the Okavango Delta and the contrast between the wetness of Okavango Delta, it brings with that a spectacular opportunity to see an amazing array of animals. I mean, as you would all probably know, the Okavango Delta is home to the Big Five. So we have lions, elephants, leopards, buffalo, and rhinos. So we've got the spectacular Big Five, but we also have all of the smaller things, which makes the Delta also special. I mean, what's great about game drives in the Okavango Delta, the animals have been habituated over a number of years. So you do really get the opportunity to get real up and close and personal with the animals. Obviously, we're always sensitive to the animals, not to disturb them too much. But from a photographic opportunity and from a game viewing opportunity, you can't get any better than being up close and personal like this with your animals. I mean, like I mentioned, we celebrate a whole array of animals, from the beautiful red lechwe antelopes that flourishes in the wet delta areas, to elephants that absolutely loves swimming, loves the dry areas. And then we've got the painted dogs, or the wild dogs, which is a very special species of animal which has nearly gone extinct. But in the Okavango Delta and in Botswana as a destination, these animals absolutely flourishes, and they're doing really well in our areas. We also play host to an amazing array of other little animals and birds and reptiles. So Botswana has a bird species list of 450 different types of birds. And I mean, in our lodges where we operate, those birds species lists, we boast with an incredible list of 362 of all of the birds that you can get is available to view on our properties. And I mean, some really special stuff like little lesser jacanas, the wattled cranes that's in that picture, bee eaters. I mean, some really special birds that you only get in the Okavango Delta, and you'll have an opportunity to see them up and close and personal. We also have wonderful reptiles, as you can see, the little reed frogs, and beautiful fauna and flora, from water lilies to giant trees, which is hundreds and thousands of years old. The next experience is all of the water activities. So we've celebrated the dry with going on game drive and being able to see the big five. Now you get the opportunity as well to be adventurous and go out underwater, celebrating the Okavango Delta. This is a makoro. It's a traditional dugout canoe, and you go out with your guide. It's just the two of you, you and your partner, you and your child, you and your friend, and you go out in this real peaceful Okavango Delta floodplains with your guide, and you get to see all of the little things that lives in the water, the fish. We've got spectacular species of fish, to the little frogs, to the flowers. You also go out on motorized boat cruises. So this gives you an opportunity to go on a cruise with your guide and your tracker, and out and about you go. And again, the delta is life to all of the animals, the water. So all of the animals congregate around all of these wet areas and the flood channels and the beautiful flood plains, and we are able to access it by boat. And like, you can get really close and up and personal with your animals again, and get to spend time from a different perspective, enjoying the tranquility that water brings, but still the adventure that comes with viewing the big five from the sides of the land. So also we offer beautiful catch and release fishing. I've mentioned this already. We've got so many species of fish, and through sustainable fishing and responsible fishing, guests can enjoy the adventure that there is about fishing in the Okavango Delta with your guide, getting to hear some of the traditional stories, the history of the Delta, how it started, how it has changed people's lives, and you get to have a bit of adventure and fun by fishing during the day as well. If I move up a little bit towards Chobe, so Chobe is up in the north of Botswana, and it's the Great Chobe River, which is a tributary of the Great Zambezi River. I mean, right now, at this moment in time, the Zambezi and the Chobe River is the highest it's ever been in history of being recorded. So the Chobe River is a spectacular scenery. So is the Victoria Falls. And the itinerary that Connexus have put together with andBeyond for yourselves celebrates the highlights of this package, and that is celebrating the Chobe River, celebrating the Vic Falls, which at the moment it is just spectacular. So one of the opportunities that we've got up there is to do photographic safaris. As you can see, these boats are completely set up for photographic. They've got the best camera equipment and the best camera guides that will be teaching you how to do the best photographic safaris, and you can get up close and personal, as you can see in that photo, again, to the animals and celebrate the water and the dry land and the great animal and photographic opportunities that exist in this wonderful destination of Botswana. Next up on my list is one of my favorites, and you would have seen in that video, and Easy, the guide that was speaking in the first video, he said it, you know, like, one of the great opportunities of Botswana is experiencing it on foot. It's one of the few countries in the world where you can do the big five and general game and do it on foot. You go out with your guide and you track it. It gives you a perspective. You use different senses, your senses of your hearing, your eyesight, your smell. Everything is just so heightened because you are in a wilderness area and you're walking some of the amazing animals. Also, helicopter flights. I mean, you can enhance your Botswana experience by exploring the unreachable and wild regions of the Okavango Delta, areas where you can only get to by helicopter. The scenic helicopter is also often used as a very cool photographic flight, because there's so many opportunities that you don't want to miss from the air, which you just can't get to by vehicle. I mean, Okavango Delta floods, like I said, with 11 billion liters of water. So there's areas like this, as you can see, it's little islands and you just can't get around to it. One of the really nice things that we as andBeyond love to do is we like to thrill you by day and then spoil you by night, or spoil you. So whilst you are out in the field doing all of your adventures and experiences, you are living on the edge of adventure and to get thrilled. But then when you get back into the lodge, we would love to treat you with a beautiful spa treatment or some other kinds of relaxation. We are brilliant. We absolutely love kids, and we are brilliant at looking after kids. So again, you know, being a parent myself, I know happy children, happy parents, and we get that concept. We look after your children, which gives you and your partner or your family time to reconnect, whilst we give your children an opportunity to learn some of the great opportunities that's out in the bush. I mean, we go with andBeyond, we always go beyond the expected. And this is just a couple of things. We've got a beautiful array of collateral that is specifically made with guests in mind, teaching you a little bit about the area that you are operating in, etc., which is a great opportunity. We only focus on the best in our camps. Each couple, each room that travels with us gets the opportunity to use one of our Swarovski optics, which is arguably the best binoculars on the market. And then when it comes to our guest delight offerings, we only use the best in premium quality drinks and foods available for our guests. Guest delight is one of our specialities. And again, this comes back to my saying of we'll thrill you by day, romance you by night, or spoil you by night. And this is the beautiful spoiling that you'll get when staying with us in our camps. You'll be spoiled with beautiful dinners, guest delight moments, drink stops, all of those types of things, which is part of the safari and which makes it special. And this is just another little picture of a team of butlers and chefs ready, waiting for their guests to join them for dinner out in the middle of the field at Namibia, which is one of the camps that's on the itinerary that Connexus have put together for us, together with andBeyond. Stargazing, being in Africa, you can't overlook stargazing. So yeah, stargazing is a great opportunity whilst in the bush to do. These are just some of the Chobe riverboat cruises up in the north, and again, it just highlights how close we can really do get to the wildlife in terms of taking photos and for you to experience. And then we've got beautiful sleep out platforms across Botswana as well. This one is specifically in the Central Kalahari Game Reserve, and it's again spectacular for game viewing, spectacular for stargazing, and all kinds of other activities. We offer beautiful connections with our cultural interactions, and this is the San Bushman. And then when you go down to the Mahari Pans, a lot of other activities that you can do, like quad biking, horseback riding, and then the meerkat interactions. These are all in the Mahari Pans. And then if you go a little bit further down south into Mashatu Game Reserve, which is on the border of South Africa, for those of you that's more adventurous, again, as a destination, Botswana just offers so much, and a bit of mountain biking through Big Five areas. And then also, this is also in Mashatu Game Reserve, really getting close to animals, again, from a photographic hide that's sunk in under the ground, and gives you great opportunities to connect with the animals in a different way. We've got beautiful, so as per the video that you saw right in the beginning, we've got great tented accommodation, but we've also got beautiful lodges. So this is Sandibe Okavango Safari Lodge. This is a great, this is our flagship, beautiful, only 12 rooms, and it's a very personalized experience. This is Karana Okavango Delta Camp. It's a tented camp, but a luxurious tented camp, really special. Again, only 9 rooms and really, really personalized service that you'll get here. And on the itinerary that we've put together with Connexus Travel, this is Okavango, Namibia Okavango tented camp. Again, only 9 tents, but a really, really classic safari tents and uber luxurious and special. And this is the type of accommodation that you can expect to stay in whilst traveling with us in Botswana. And then for those that are more adventurous, again, this is included into the itinerary. This is our under canvas product, and this is how Botswana actually started with the safaris, was all tented products. But again, this is a little bit more rustic tent, but the service and the level of service and experience that you receive here is on par with the Delta camps. And this is just a beautiful tented camp in some of our national parks, which is really spectacular. And this is the smaller product, some of the smaller products on offer throughout the destination. If I can get into Namibia, which is borders to our west of Botswana, and again, there's no fences. And it's amazing going from this absolute wet oasis of the Botswana Delta, which goes between wet and dry, and then a couple of 100 kilometers to the west, you move into Namibia. Namibia is a very big country, and again, with only 2 million people that inhabits this country, it's a very cool country. I mean, the areas I'm going to focus on today is the Namib Runt Nature Reserve, the Sossusvlei area, which is this area, and then a little bit on the Skeleton Coast and a little bit on Etosha National Park, which is the highlights of Namibia. If I can go into the experiences that's on offer here, again, getting around in Namibia, you fly either by helicopter or by airplane. We've partnered with some great partners in the same same rules apply. It's advisable to travel with soft duffel bags. And again, you get the great opportunity to fly between camps in these little planes and get to see it. We offer amazing desert drives. Think of it, the desert drives that we offer here, the desert in which we operate is the oldest desert in the world. But what makes this desert really, really special and different to the likes of the Atacama Desert or the Jordan Desert is that this desert is actually alive, and you can see all kinds of little critters here. We offer amazing walks up big dunes. This is called the Big Dune Walk, and this is a star dune, and you'll be able to explore and walk up to it. And we boast two of the highest sand dunes in the world in this country, which is a big tourist attraction. We've got great photographic opportunities. This is Sossusvlei excursions that we offer, where you'll be able to go out to the likes of like Dead Vlei, which is this vlei in the picture. And if to put it into perspective, why it's called Dead Vlei, these trees are over 900 years dead, and it's spectacular photographic opportunities that we offer here. On our property, we've got amazing e-bike tracks where you go out with a guide or just you and your partner on your own, and you go and experience this beautiful tracks that you can see on the picture. It goes all the way into the cliffs and into the mountains, and it's the best top of the range e-bikes, specialized e-bikes, and you can go cycle and explore the property. We've got beautiful walks across the property where you can either go with a guide, and he points out some of the areas and some of the historical, archaeological and geological areas, or you can just go for a romantic walk with your partner and watch the sun goes down from one of these little koppies. We've offer quad biking, so quad for those that's adventurous, get on an all-terrain vehicle and you explore the property. And whilst you're exploring, your guide will show you some of the living desert animals, the little white-bellied spider, a Grant's golden mole, a little hare, the scrub hare, tuk-tukis, all of those little animals that you get in the living desert we'll be able to show you. And again, we'll thrill you by day and then spoil you by night. So we've got amazing wellness treatments at andBeyond Sossusvlei Desert Lodge, the property that we operate, and this is an amazing opportunity to just relax and take in the scenery and experience the greatness that the desert has got to offer. One of our greatest opportunities here is probably the stargazing. This is officially the second best place in the world to do stargazing, and it's because this is part of the first international dark sky reserve. Which means that there's just no lights around us, and the sky is particularly clear here because of the desert, and also we only get 10 millimeters of rain a year, so the skies are super clear. Again, you can also some more adventures. You can go out and explore the desert by helicopter, and not just the desert. You can fly all the way out to the coast and explore the coastline. Hot air ballooning, an extremely popular activity as well, where you can see the desert from the sky, and it's a really great opportunity again to view the beautiful desert. We do great guest delight moments here again. Beautiful dune dinners, fairy circle dinners, or just like a beautiful local beer and a local canapé snack out there in the desert and in the sand dunes. Again, some of the other opportunities on offer in Namibia is attracting black rhinos on foot. We've got lots of rhino in this country, which is a great opportunity to see these special animals. And then going into Etosha National Park, you've got the opportunity to go on game drive and also view some of the great big 5 animals that's on offer for us to see. The Skeleton Coast is a very special area. I mean, the Skeleton Coast is the coastline, and it's known for its unpredictability and for all of the amounts of ships that's shipwrecked on the coastline because of the harsh conditions. But again, you'll be able to see beautiful pelagic birds, water birds around this area, and explore the beautiful sand dunes. Then just the accommodation offerings. This is Sossusvlei andBeyond Sossusvlei Desert Lodge, which is our property, and it's a beautiful lodge celebrating the local styles of Namibia, newly renovated last year. This is probably the best lodge in the market in Namibia, and it celebrates everything that's truly Namibian and what is truly spectacular in terms of experiencing. So on that note, I would love to share just a final video with you all, a little video about Namibia, and then after that we'll go into some questions and answers.